Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Wednesday, the 11th of January, 2023. I am your host, the Shozen One, and today I have the honor of having the great content creator Mogdone with us today. He's been killing it on YouTube for a while now, like 2 years or so.
Something like that, yeah. And
Yeah.
the honor is mine. I'm really honored to be here, and I'm really happy to be here. It's nice
Oh
to
well,
see you guys. Hello,
I'm a
chat.
big fan, and I think I told you this before. That my son thinks you're the best. I told him that his favorite content creator was gonna be
Oh man, that's
on
so
the
sweet.
channel today, and he was like, "You have Mogdone coming on your channel?" And I was like, "Yup. See, this is what I thought was. I knew it was.
That's so
Yep.
sweet. That's so sweet. Man, if you're watching, hello. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. What's his name?
I can't tell you that.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
fine.
we're on stream.
Sorry. No, I understand. I understand. I realized after I asked. Sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay.
Well, hello.
I'll let you know later. But
Yeah,
yeah,
don't worry, don't worry.
he's a huge fan, and he's also working on becoming a content creator himself.
That's
And I
perfect
think that's
timing.
that's what we're here today to talk about, is how to
Okay.
become a better content creator, how to get into content creation, and why Albion Online is actually one of the best games to become a
Yes.
content creator for. The
Actually, yes.
fact that we have this like a universal community, like everybody is in the same community with that single shard that we play in, it makes it easier to make content for. It's a unique aspect of Albion that lets us all work together, and we have different things that we get to do because of it. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like the way the Albion community can interact with each other by the simple fact that it's just a unified world is something that almost no, I think actually no other MMORPG can take advantage of, to be honest. Because that's
There's
the thing.
a couple that
Uh,
are close, but they don't really feel the same way. Like Eve never feels the same way. Like you're all playing on
oh
the
yeah,
same server, but sometimes you're not even playing in the same game.
oh yes, exactly. And yeah, like the way Albion, like the world of Albion is kind of built around this. Like not
Mhm.
only that we as players play with every other player, but look at the items, for example. Like every single item is crafted by a player. I've never seen that. It's such a
That's
cool
true.
system. Like it's
Everybody
cool.
matters here. Like literally, yeah,
Exactly.
everything in it is player created, and that's very unique in
Oh
the
yes. Oh
world of
yes.
MMOs. Like nothing really comes from the mobs that's in a refined or finished state. You need
Oh
to
yes.
interact with it as a player multiple times before it even turns into an item, and that's kind of cool.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. No. Getting into content creation, especially at first, it's kind of a daunting task. And that's kind of what I want to discuss today. For
Okay.
example, I'm also going to go into I'm going into great details on why Albion is the best game probably to start content creation in, and why it's also the best game to just keep doing content creation in, because it's honestly a game that's growing crazy fast. I
Yes,
remember
it
when I
is.
started streaming, Albion had like 4K viewers on Twitch or 1K. No, actually 1.4K viewers on Twitch. That's how many viewers were there in Albion Online. And look at it now. It just grew crazy fast. I watched some YouTubers like Lazy Peon and Asmongold. They have their attention on Albion Online. The Lazy
Mhm.
Peon actually qualified Albion Online as an S tier MMO. There's gonna be a lot of people jumping in the game in the future. This game will grow because it's a great game. Yes, it's a niche game, but it's a
Mhm.
great game. And if you start
Absolutely.
getting into content creation right now, yes, maybe you won't pull off the same numbers as Mongol, because Albion Online is not the same as World of Warcraft, but it might be. But it might actually be. This game has the potential to become that. And as hard as it is right now to get into content creation for World of Warcraft, let's say, as hard it will be back in the future, to get into content creation for Albion Online if the game grows as big.
Yeah. Well,
So
I don't
yeah,
know if it's gonna grow. I know that it's
yeah,
gonna
not
be a
sure if it's gonna go
consistent.
that big, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll ever hit 14 million users or anything like that.
you
That's
never
a
know.
Well, you never know.
Albion is a great game. Albion is like I fell in love with this
Imagine how big the
MMORPG in day
world would
one.
have to be, though,
Oh
for
yes,
Albion to have that kind of population. That would be incredible. Like,
man.
there would be a lot of cluster queues. It'd be
Yes.
amazing. I'd love it.
All the gankers right now are like this. They cannot wait for the
Oh
population
yes.
increase. Just yes. All right. So yeah, there are some very specific things that I want to go into, like getting into the gear that I use, very cheap alternatives. I'm gonna show you guys actually how to make a green screen for $5 or $10, something like that. A green screen that I've actually used myself. We're gonna go into great details. But before we do that, I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. First of all, and this is the most important question: how many people in the chat want to become content creators? How many people would love to see themselves playing a game, creating content for a game, and having a big audience watching them, being able to sustain themselves through content creation? Everybody, just let me know in chat. I'm actually curious about this. And while the answers are going, I'm going to ask those people who answered me, or I do, or yes, I want to, all of those people who actually want to become content creators, take out a piece of paper or your phone and write down that answer. Trust me, it might be silly, but I'm going to come back to this, and it's good to have that answer in front of you, because if you actually do want to pursue this, and if you're actually if your answer actually remains consistent throughout this whole stream, I promise, and I know there's 600 people watching and maybe everyone wants to become a content creator, but I promise I'll take all the time required to help you out afterwards. Drop me a message on Discord and I'll do as much as I can to help you get yourself set up and everything if your answer remains consistent. Because I'm going to be presenting...
What is the question we need to write down, though? What is the... Because
First
I was
question... Yeah, don't worry. Do you want to be a content creator?
Yes.
Do you want to start getting into content creation?
Okay.
The next question. When do you plan to start? I know it might be like a very sudden question. It just maybe the idea of becoming a content creator just popped into your head. Maybe you have no idea, but just try to establish a date for yourself. But be realistic. Don't say tomorrow if you don't have any gear. Don't say after 3 years. Be realistic and try to make it as soon as possible. Afterwards, please write down the following answer. What kind of content creator you want to be in the future? Not right now. Because you see, for us content creators or future content creators, it's very easy to think of the next video that we're going to make, or the next first video that we're going to make. Okay, maybe the first video is a little bit harder, but it's usually easy to think on the short term. But I want you to think on the long term. Like, okay, maybe your plan is to start with Albion Online, but then get into vlogging. Or maybe you want to be a vlogger since day one. Maybe you actually like to do MMORPG reviews. Write down what type of content creator you want to be. All right, after that's done, and while you guys are doing that, I don't know if I should give you guys some time to do that, but I feel like you're going to have a lot of time while we're discussing the second thing that I want to bring up. And already, some of the people that said yes might drop off after this. Some of the people that said yes might drop off, because it's not all rainbows and sunshine when it comes to content creation. And the first thing that I want to discuss is what is actually a content creator. Like, what is a content creator supposed to do? Because some people have the misconception that a content creator is somebody who stays all day in the home with a deep fear of grass and never seeing the sun, much like a vampire, and just plays games all day long. You know what I mean? Most people think it's not.
I feel kind of like targeted here, man.
No, it's not. I mean, I do have a very deep fear of grass myself. Don't worry. But
it's the trees that I fear, man. The grass is fine. It can never.
The grass is fine. Oh man, the grass terrifies me, man. I don't know. It's the way it moves and the way it smells. I cannot touch it, man. I'm sorry. No, the thing is, we do play games all day. I've been playing today for 9 hours, for example. We do play games all day, but that's not all there is to it. You know, let me give you an analogy. Describing a content creator by saying, oh, the content creator is somebody who plays games all day long, it's kind of like describing Beyonce as somebody who stays on stage. It's true. She does stay on stage, but that's not what she does. And that's the thing that you want to avoid as a content creator. Most or some of the content creators actually allow what's supposed to be the stage to become the main thing. What do I mean by that? Let's say you go to a Beyonce concert and you watch the show. Everything is nice. It has a lot of lights. Man, it's amazing. How much time do you spend watching the stage? And I mean the wooden structure on which everything is built. You don't watch it at all. You have no idea what it's made of. Yet without that,
you only see her in her performance up there. Yeah, that's what you're paying attention to.
Even though without the stage, you wouldn't really be able to see her. But Beyonce without the stage is still Beyonce. The stage without Beyonce is still the stage. Like, those things don't mix with each other. Now, what do I want to say with this analogy? Basically, in content creation, the game is your stage. The game is your stage. That's all there is to it. You are the one that's supposed to play the role of the entertainer. So in this example, Beyonce, technically. Congratulations. You became Beyonce right now, all right. But for real, like the game is supposed to be your stage. And some of the content creators, not necessarily in our category, but in general, like I'm not tagging anybody, I'm just saying specific, like trying to qualify a whole category. And I'm not talking about specifics, but there are some content creators that actually focus way too much on the game. And
Yes.
that's not
Yeah.
bad. If you're amazing at the game, you
Yep.
can actually focus on the
You can
game.
just
If you're
you can
amazing
just
at the game, exactly, you can just play the game. But
Mhm.
if you're not amazing at the game, then you actually need to focus on something else and
Mm.
make the game become your stage. Now, what do I mean by making the game become your stage? You want to use the game as a platform to promote yourself as a content creator. The game is something in the background, but if you allow the game to become the foreground, to get into the foreground and to take your place, then people are just going to recognize you for the game. And why is that a bad idea? Because maybe the game flops at some point. Maybe the game, I don't know, maybe something happens to the game. Maybe you get banned because you did a mistake and the game just stops working for you. And in that second, you just lost your career because all of your career was tied to the game. And when the game has, I don't know, a particular bad period or something happens to the game, that's game over for you right there. For example, that's what happened to World of Warcraft. In World of Warcraft, a lot of the content creators just had to go bankrupt basically because the game flopped in some of the previous updates, and that was game over for them because all of their gameplay and all of their content was tied to the game. So that's what you want to avoid as a content creator. You want to keep the game as a stage.
You got to
But
work
how do
on
you do
those
it?
the parts of you that make you a Beyonce rather than just
Exactly.
anybody on stage, because anybody can just go out there and stand on a stage. If the
Exactly.
stage is really pretty and the stage has lots of lights and the stage has an amazing sound system and the stage, looks cool even when you're not there. But you got to be good enough to be on a box standing just big enough for people to see you. And how do you
Exactly.
become that
Exactly.
Beyonce is what's important.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. And there's a lot of ways to make yourself be the one that attracts the attention, the main focus. Because here's the thing, and maybe some people will be like, oh, what do you mean? Of course, you need to play the game. You need to focus on the game. You need to pay attention to the game. The thing is, by doing that, okay, let me say it in a different way. By focusing yourself so much on the game, you're actively making the chat and the community that's built around you to also focus on the game.
Make it,
And I
yeah,
have
all
bad
about the
news for
game.
you. Yes, and I have bad news for you. If it's all about the game, well, everybody else is playing the game. You are competing with everybody else. It's not enough to play the game. If you're just playing the game, you have to be the best at playing the game. Like let me say it like this. One, I think right now is in the top leaderboards for PvP. It's not enough to be right next to him.
Mm,
You gotta be the first if you just want to play the game.
right.
I'm not saying that one just plays the game. One is an amazing player. He's a great entertainer. But I'm just saying that if all you do is focus on playing the game, then you have to play the game better than anybody else.
Yeah,
If
if
all
if
you do
you're
is playing
playing as
characters,
the number one PvPer in the game,
exactly,
you have to maintain being the number one PvPer in the game.
exactly. If
But
that's your
if you
identity,
focus more on yourself and your identity and what you do with your community, what you do in the game isn't as important. What game you're
exactly.
playing isn't as important. So working on the things that make you entertaining and make you a something worth spotlighting are where you might want to put a lot of your focus. And I think what you're going with this too is that you can't spend all of your time on the stage if you're not just focusing on the stage. You got to focus on yourself. And
Exactly.
one of the things I think we talked about last time is that you put a lot of effort into the videos before the video starts to get made. You have to put in
Yeah.
effort to, come up with the content, come up with the script, come up with the plan of attack, and then engage with the game to make the content. And then
Hmm.
comes the post production, which is just as important. And now that you've transferred over to Twitch, it's a whole new way. You have to still, before the stream, focus on your point of what your stream's going to be.
Oh
You
yeah.
have to now additionally focus on how you're going to communicate and interact with your audience. And that is so much different than YouTube, but also goes along the same premise of don't
Oh
just
yeah.
play on the stage. How do you create that? What are the people who watch Beyonce? Does she have like a name for her fans, like Swifties or anything like that? I don't know.
But she might have. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not actually a Beyonce fan. I
Bees
just
or
used her
something? Are
as an
they bees or
example.
like she's the queen bee or something? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think something like that. I'm not sure, to be honest.
We're just gonna use that for an example
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
Albion loves
exactly.
bees. Yeah, they're the beehive. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
oh yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Like
drones.
that's
Oh,
what?
come on, Claw. That's rough. That's rough. Uh,
Drones. That's oh, that's good. That's a good one.
hmm. Oh, great advice by Wook System here. I do think the most important thing is to not accidentally open up a porn site on stream. That is
Oh,
hugely important. Yeah.
yes,
We were
that's
just
huge.
talking about this is never show your Discord on stream. This is a pro tip.
Yes,
You're often going to want to show content. You want to before you go live on stream. Set that up so you know
yes.
what you're going to show on stream, so you don't actually show your browser history.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Like either don't go on those websites or just don't show your browsing history. Like it's just those are the options. Those are the options.
Well, let's try to get us back onto your topic here because you were just talking
All
about
right.
how like no, it's fine. I'm the one who pulled us off into
No, it's
a
fine.
new
It's fine. That
place
was
here.
fun. That was fun. No, so
Um,
yeah, that's the thing. Like you gotta try to make yourself your the focus of your viewers. And to make yourself the focus of your viewers, you gotta be the focus of your content. And for this reason, you don't need to be the best at PvP. You don't need to be the best at PvE. You don't even need to be an experienced player in the game. It very much depends on the niche you're finding for yourself. Because this is something that I want to touch on. uh, it's very important to find a niche. I know you might be very confident and you might feel like, oh no, I don't need a niche. I just put up a camera and I just start playing. You do need a niche, and because you need a niche is the reason you're streaming in Albion. Like that's the reason you're streaming in Albion because you need a niche. That's the reason you're not starting in I don't know, League of Legends or other games, because those games are very harsh territories to start in. That is why I feel like Albion is one of the best. But I'm gonna come back to this in a second. But let's discuss the importance of the niche itself. Now, first of all, what is a niche? Well, let me put it like this. You are a gamer. The fact that you're playing Albion Online is a niche in gaming. It's not all gaming, it's just a small part of gaming. That's kind of what a niche is. Now, in Albion Online, whenever I started, you were somewhat able to run without a niche, but it was pretty hard to grow if you were just running in, doing Albion videos, and that's it. So I had to niche down. How did I niche down? By making tutorials. Tutorials are a niche inside the niche called Albion Online, that's inside the niche called MMORPG, that's inside the niche called gaming. You see what I mean? Like everything is niched down. And so do you. Like making tutorials, yes, it's a good niche. That's the niche in which I managed to actually grow in. And that's a niche I feel like you could also grow in. But now there's a lot of people doing tutorials. So right now that niche kind of got a little bit larger than it was initially.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of filling up. Now, if you made
exactly,
specific kinds of tutorials, like niching down out
exactly,
of tutorials, looking at what kind of tutorials already exist and going, you know what? There's not a lot of good tutorials on X, Y, or Z.
exactly,
That's where you can move into.
exactly. No, I totally agree with this. Like, and that's the idea. You got a niche with something. You can niche with the content, but that's again gonna attract some attention to the game, not to you. You see, it's kind of a double-edged sword because yes, it's a niche. If you niche, let's say your niche is PvP tutorials, you just do PvP tutorials. That's a good niche. But are you the best at doing PvP tutorials? Like, are you the best PvP player? Are you the best one that can actually give advice for this? Maybe you're not. Then you need another niche. Because that's the thing. You want to be the best or among the best in your niche. Let me give
Mhm.
you an example of how you can think about niching down. So let's say you are a new player. Never played Albion before. You just stumbled upon this stream right now and it piqued your attention because I don't know, you feel like it would be time to get into content creation. You've heard about this game in the Lazy Spion channel, and now you're just really thinking about getting into content creation. But you're asking to yourself, man, how could I make tutorials for this game if I have no idea how to play it myself? And that's a fair
Right.
question. You
It's a
shouldn't make
really fair.
tutorials.
But you know what? Guess
But
what? There's a niche in there.
exactly, and the
There
niche is the
is.
following. Let me give you an example. All right, so you don't know how to play the game, you don't know how to make tutorials. But can you just play the game? Yes, but how is that a niche? Well, if you play the game on stream, you can make a zero to hero challenge because that's either way what you're gonna do. You're gonna do a zero to hero challenge because that's what every new player does. But what if you do that zero to hero challenge with all the viewers on stream. You don't do the zero to hero challenge by yourself, like it's just one player doing zero to hero. It's a zero to hero with a Zerg. I actually tried this on stream at some point. Just to give you an example, we created a guild. It was called the Faction of Mog. There were two rules of joining. First rule, you have to have a character named Mog. Mog something. We had like Mog Cruz, Mognado, some really funny names. And the second rule, you are only ever allowed to use tier 3 gear. This is something that anybody can do. Tier 3 gear you unlock before you finish the tutorial, and having a bunch of silver to create a faction and to create a guild and include everybody in the chat, it's something everybody can do. And you just run around the black zone with a huge Zerg going to try a zero to hero challenge. Yes, it's gonna take a lot of time. Yes, you're probably gonna quit because you're only gonna get like 10k per chest. But you're gonna have so much fun with the community, and that can be an example of a niche. Another example could be creating a character. That is kind of what I'm attempting to do right now. For example, on the stream, right now I'm kind of a normal guy. The hairstyle is kind of a little bit weird, but on stream I actually become a wizard. That's the character that I play. It's a wizard with a certain backstory that makes it engaging to watch. And this wizard gets random attacks during the stream. I do magic spells by using film effects and stuff like that, like altering the green screen with some videos on top of them. That's my niche. It's very important to niche down. You can do challenges, like maybe you do corrupted dungeons, but every single time you die, something happens. You can just think of what you want to do and try to find something unique that only you can do. Make a niche. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one.
Thanks, Bogul.
Oh man, that's a great one. Yeah, like I actually, like for real, I was just laughing about this with Shozen before the stream. I did what every responsible 25-year-old adult should do whenever they get their Twitch money. I got myself a wizard costume in the making. And if you're not doing that, you're objectively wrong.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the niche. What? Oh, sorry. My wife told me that my dreadlock looked a little bit weird. Yeah, thank you. All right. So yeah, that's the thing. You gotta find the niche, and the niche can be found in yourself. You don't necessarily need to look in the game. You can look within yourself. Like maybe, let me give you an example. I feel like it would be really interesting to watch a new player actually progress and make mistakes in Albion. For real. Like just watching a new player make the same mistakes that we did, so the chat actually helps you progress. Or I feel like it would be really nice to watch a hero to zero with a Zerg, for example. Or maybe ganking with everybody on stream, or Hellgates with random people. It would be really, really fun to watch those things. And there's a lot more other ideas. And as I promised, if you guys are still interested in doing this, I can try as much as I can to help you out after the stream is over and in the next couple of days. But yeah, that is the importance of niching. If you just try to take this giant, because right now Albion Online is a pretty big game. If you try to take this giant head first,
if you try to do the whole thing, it's just too much. Yeah, you got to pick a specific topic that you can focus on that you think that other people would want to watch, and the best topics are the ones that are not full. And you want to find something that you can do that is different. And like it came up earlier, somebody's like, just stream what you like. Well, yes. Don't choose to stream something that you don't enjoy. Like if you're somebody like we saw another guy coming in here and saying, I like solo dungeons, but nobody watches them. Everybody just wants to watch corrupted dungeons. Corrupted dungeons are full of streamers right now. There are a ton of them. And there's I think it's actually paring down a little bit, as we've seen like less interest in watching that as the mists have become more enjoyable to watch than corrupted dungeons. But if you're doing solo dungeons and you're streaming that in and of itself might not be enough to get somebody to watch. But if you were to then say, I'm giving you tools and tips on how to do solo dungeons and make solo dungeons profitable, or solo dungeons a high tier fame grind, then you might be able to get people to watch. But if you're just saying I'm streaming solo content, that's going to be really hard to get people into. You have to make it something that they need.
Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing. And that's something that I wanted to touch on in regards to the thumbnails and the importance of thumbnails and how you pick a good title and stuff like that. You got to understand that we as humans are emotional beings. We communicate with emotion. We feel things. Like we're just emotional beings. Let me put it like that. It's the simplest way of putting it. And we as emotional beings, we kind of uh like the things that catch us. Like look at commercials. Let me say it like this. Look at commercials. When you're seeing a watch commercial, you're not really seeing a watch commercial. You're seeing people at a party enjoying, drinking some nice wine, just enjoying life, watching the time, waiting for a limousine or a Lamborghini to pick them up or something like
Selling
that.
the lifestyle, yeah.
Exactly.
They're
You're not
selling the
selling the watch, you're
lifestyle
selling the
attached to
lifestyle.
the watch. Unless it's
Exactly.
like, a Timex in the 80s and they're like, "Oh my god, it has
Yes, yes.
numbers without a hand.
Absolutely,
This is
absolutely.
wild." Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
but yeah, so you have to sell the brand itself in some way. And I think one of the things that I think you should or we should focus on here is that it's all about like prep work and doing a lot of the work ahead of time, not just
Yes,
showing up. It's way more than just showing up on stream and streaming something. You have to find a way to make what you're going to do entertaining and find a target audience for what you're going to do. Now, that audience might not show up on day one of streaming. Specifically, if you're
oh, it
streaming, you're
won't.
not going to, it can take a
Absolutely.
while. Now, with YouTube, it's a little different because that content that you created on day one might blow up on day 250 and then become
Absolutely, yeah.
relevant again. But with Twitch, it's very different. You're building something slowly over time until people notice what you do and then wanna to follow it.
Yes.
Um, and it takes a lot of prep beforehand too. Bogle, how long did we work on streaming before we ever streamed? Do you remember?
I don't know if you want to count us just talking on a podcast into that.
Well, I'm saying even the prep for the podcast that became it. I think it was like what, 6 months, 8 months?
I mean, if you want to take everything into this, I guess a year or something. But yeah.
Well, yeah. You can go back a pretty far way where we first decided
But honestly,
on doing
like
it. But
actually deciding, right, I want to go on stream, I want to do this. Probably less, right? Because we had an idea, we had a specific thing we wanted to do, and that limited it down quite a lot. And then going from there,
as he's saying,
building
niching down, guys.
Yes,
Exactly. It's
so
very
building
important.
from there.
It's very important.
By the way, while you gave me an in here, I'm gonna do a mini plug for our gold code giveaway tonight. We do have something running. If you chat actively in Twitch chat, any words count, then you are entered into the giveaway, and I will draw a few more tonight during this show and during the other shows as well. And that's back to you guys.
Awesome. That's awesome. Good luck. Good luck, everybody that's participating. All right. Yes, niching down is absolutely crucial, and I want to show you guys a tool that's gonna help you niche down. I want to show you guys something that's provided a lot of help for me, and I'm gonna explain how to use it. Can I go into specific names?
Yeah.
Specify the name of it? It's called vidIQ. This is a tool, like an extension that you add for your Google account, for your YouTube account, basically, and it shows you what kind of keywords are being searched on YouTube. Basically, it shows you what kind of niches you can find, and I want to show you how to use it. Do you guys mind if I share my screen on Discord?
Yeah, let's go ahead and check that out.
Absolutely.
Well, it
perfect,
depends on
perfect.
what
Let
you
me make
show
sure
on
that
Discord,
everything-
right?
Yeah. First, show your screen
Depends on
for
what-
us,
absolutely not.
and then you just maybe said the internet. We just talked about your history.
Yes, he says no. I deleted all my watch history. Don't worry. I'm joking.
I made a new account.
Yes, he says I'm an incognito. I burnt my own PC. It's all new right now. Don't worry.
This is an air-gapped
Right.
PC until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let me see. I need this. Perfect. I just want to make sure that it's the right screen. Perfection. All right. This should be. Let's wait for it to load a little bit.
Dum, 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 dum.
Come on, internet, help me out.
Somebody.
Yeah, somebody wind the crank.
Exactly. Somebody encourage the hamster to run faster on the
Anybody got
treadmill.
any cheese?
Yeah, somebody bring some cheese. All right, let me try to open it again. I don't know
Bogle,
why.
while we're getting this ready, why don't you pull another raffle?
I mean, is everybody in? Everybody chatted? Everybody here?
A lot of people are chatting.
All right.
I don't know if they've all chatted. There's a lot of people here today. I don't know if we've had everybody chat. So this is your opportunity to discuss whatever it is you're interested in.
That is one.
People are
Oh,
very
yes, if
interested
anybody
in
wants,
the number of times that niche was stated so far today.
Yeah, that's Steph counting. All right, I'm gonna share
love
the
it,
whole
it's funny.
screen.
Okay.
Right.
Uh-oh, the whole screen. Oh boy.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's I'm good with covering up things. Don't worry. All right, you should see it right now. Let me know if you
Oh,
see
yeah,
it.
we're here. I see it. Yep.
Perfection.
I
Let
see
me know if I
the
can.
yeah, the vid IQ over here on the right side shows some
Yes.
interesting stats. Okay. You've got a
All
very
right.
high score. Jeez, 79 out of 100.
Yes, like
Oh
this
boy.
is just the term Albion Online. And here is the tool that I've showed you that you need to install. I don't know everything in regards to this tool, but I can show you a lot of different things that are going to help you out a lot in the, like, first things first, this is the most important thing. This shows you what kind of competition you
Yeah,
have
it's low.
for this. Yeah, it's very low. It's very low. That means that not a lot of people are using this tag. So this might be a good opportunity. And it shows you how many people are searching for it. For example, if I search for Albion Online and just random words, not a lot of people are searching for these random words. And weirdly enough, my video pops up. All right.
Be careful when you're typing over there. Chat is already going off about
Yeah, no,
your
don't worry, don't
history.
worry.
Yeah, like,
I
oh
have a
boy, I
clean.
see what you're looking in here.
You know, absolutely. You're just gonna find the Christian sermons and stuff like that. Nothing more than that, I promise. For real, for real. Like actually, for real. And here you see the competition. Like the competition is very low because nobody searches for it. This is not a good opportunity. But for example, if you search for Albion Online PvP, look at this. The competition is very low.
Yeah,
And the
there's no.
volume is worse than it used to be. The volume, as if I remember correctly, it used to be at 90. So that means that a
Okay.
lot of people started doing this. But it's still pretty good. Like, let me show you, for example, how you find a niche. First of all, let's say let's say I'm a new Albion Online player and I'm looking to make some nice videos while learning to play the game. All right. So let me see. What kind of suggestions does this tool suggest me to use? For example, Albion Online. Just the word Albion Online has a much better, like the keyword Albion Online has a much better score than Albion Online PvP, as you can see right here. What if I go Albion Online gameplay? Would people be interested in watching gameplay? No. But yet, what do I do? Because that's what I want to do. I want to do gameplay. Well, all you need to do is market your gameplay just like Albion Online. It's going to be gameplay, but Albion Online being such a broad term, you can actually go with this. Now, why is what we all feel like is probably the most searched thing in Albion Online not used? Well, to
Silver.
be honest,
It's definitely silver is the number one thing searched for.
Let's check that out. Let's see. Albion Online Silver. Not really. Surprising.
Oh.
Let me see. I
Oh,
know one
get
of the
these
best
ads out
terms.
of the way.
Yeah. I
Well,
think.
that's not. I didn't. I can't help these people.
I think like making silver or something is what you meant, right?
Sure,
The
yeah.
best opportunity that I had when I started was Albion Online Beginner's Guide. I'm curious to see.
Okay,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's lower. It's actually lower right now. The best ones that I used to start with was Albion Online Beginner's Guide, which I still use because I guess I didn't check vidIQ in a long time, and Albion Online PvP. But right now, because everybody's trying to niche down, like everybody, Albion Online Beginner's Guide, Albion Online Beginner's Guide 2023 edition, just open world, stuff like that. Right now, it's actually a great opportunity to just make videos with Albion Online in the title. It's probably the best opportunity. Let's see if there's anything higher than this. No. So look at this. You have Albion Online PvP, and Albion Online Guide. Oh no, actually Albion Online, I think Beginner's Guide is... So those are 3 opportunities that you can actually get into and start making content about. And as you can see, they're very broad terms. Beginner's Guide, well, anything can be a beginner's guide. Even your videos, when you start playing the game and learning yourself, even that can be a beginner's guide. Or Albion Online, that's the broadest one of all, and that's the one that works best. You can literally make whatever Albion video and just have Albion Online in the title. Now, why are those keywords important? Do you want to have those... let me close this code for a second. All right, do you want to have those, let's say, in the title? Or maybe you want to have those as keywords under the stream or tags or something like that?
Yeah, make sure you do your tags. Tags seems to be the most important thing for YouTube, I
To
find.
be honest, that's what I thought as well, but it's not really. I kind of messed a little bit. I kind of messed my channel up with that. Right now we're going back from it. The tags are important. The tags are important, but the most important part, like think about it like this: what does YouTube want from you? YouTube wants to make money, like straight up. YouTube wants to make money. Then you think, how does YouTube make money? By showing people ads. All right. then what does people want to show to the viewers so they keep them engaged and watching as many ads as possible? Well, engaging videos. And how do you measure engagement? By the amount of time spent watching each video. So YouTube, boiled down, just wants watch time. So you want your videos to be fun. You want your, like, think about it like this. If you watch me streaming with horrible audio or making a video with horrible audio, with bad quality, and all of a sudden in the middle of the game I go to the toilet and I don't cut that part out, if there's an ad popping up right now, you're gonna click off. But if you're watching Mr. Beast and he sells helicopters and gives away islands, and in the middle of that giveaway there's an ad popping up, you just stay tight on your seat waiting for the ad to be over so you can
You need to know if you're watching.
Exactly, you need to know who won, basically. Exactly.
Could have been me.
So that's kind of the idea. Like, you want to make sure that you keep your viewers engaged. And to keep your viewers engaged, probably the most important thing that YouTube cares about is watch hours or watch time, or the amount of, or the percentage of the time of the video was watched by your viewers. For example, if you have a video that's saying how to make 100 billion silver in a minute, that's probably a clickbait video. And YouTube is going to see that 90% or 99% of the viewers just drop off after the first second, because maybe you make that thumbnail and yet you do corrupted dungeons or something like that, and you just die in corrupted dungeons. That's all the video. YouTube is going to see that you clickbait it. And if you do that over and over again, YouTube is going to mess you up big time, because it's not going to be profitable for them. Boiled down, that's all they care about. They care about they care about profit. They just care about profit. I'm not saying that there are all corrupt people that just don't care about anything else. I'm just saying that the guys want to make a living. They have
they want to make a little bit of money. That's the point. That's why they went to work that day.
Exactly. Like, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying that they're going to try to push the content that makes them the most money. All right. So the tags and the keywords, you want to use them to understand what type of content that you want to do. You don't necessarily want to include them in the title, though it's not a bad practice. That's what I do. I include them in the title, but it's not that important. Basically, the biggest mistake that I've made was making titles for the algorithm. And the problem is that it sounds good on paper. Like, of course, you want to make titles that are promoted by the algorithm.
Make the ones that the numbers want to read. Yeah.
Exactly. But the problem is that the algorithm is not watching your videos. Viewers are.
Does. Yeah.
So you need to make titles that are actually working for your viewers. And that's going back to what I was saying before with the emotional part of humans. That's when you want to tap into emotions. For example, my thumbnail for today's video could have been how to get silver. That's what I was showing in today's video. How to get silver. Why is my thumbnail saying tired of being poor? Because that's why you're watching this video.
Because you're tired of being poor.
Exactly, because you want to make silver in Albion. So instead of saying making silver in Albion, I decided to say tired of being poor, and that makes you feel like, oh, man,
tired of being poor in Albion.
The video that I need. Exactly.
Don't want to dance.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. That's a good title. I got that. That works better than just hitting the tags in the algorithm. And then you have your thumbnails actually tell you what you're going to do. I've noticed that.
That's very
so you have your thumbnail has words on it that literally describe what's in the video.
Yes.
So when you see it, you know what it is. And then the title itself is generally more personal.
Yes, that's very, very important. And also, it's very important that you stay true to the thumbnail. If you promise that you're going to show people how to make 1 billion silver, bro, you got to show people how to make 1 billion silver.
Oh, yeah. Example, I'm so tired of clicking on these videos that say so-and-so does so-and-so, and it's not even that. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Or it's just a second in the video or something like that. Like, you need to basically, if let's say you do a fight and you get 3 million silver, don't tell people that you got 5 million silver. No, you got 3 million silver. Maybe boil down to 2 million silver. Maybe make it millions. But just you need to keep it mysterious. But yet you do need to tell people what you're gonna do. However, with thumbnails, I don't think I have the best advice in this category, because I'm still working on figuring out the best.
Thumbnails. Okay.
Like, I'm still not sure if it's good to have words in the thumbnail or if it's not good to have words in the thumbnail. I don't know if I'm the best.
I think that it depends on what you're doing. But you made a really good point there. Don't lie to your audience.
Yes,
because it'll work one time. It'll work one time for the viewers. You may even get more viewers once. But that guy's less likely to come back. If you're honest with them and you teach them something, and in that first 30 seconds of the video, you show them that you're really talking about what's in the title, you're going to have a much higher percentage of people watch all the way through, which is what you're
Yes.
talking about there. It's not just about the tags that get the person's search going in your direction. It's not just the titles that the algorithm is looking for. It's
Absolutely.
titles that get people to want to click, and the content quick enough in the front of the video that it gets them to watch past that 30-second mark.
Yes.
If they
Yes.
watch a full minute of your video, it helps your video go up higher on the search rates. It's more important than the tags or the algorithm.
Yes, no, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that. And they're very important parts. Like that's why I don't wanna give wrong advice on on the thumbnails. Even though I do like how we make thumbnails, but I'm not sure if they're very very good at this. But the thumbnail is probably the most important thing. Like before you make the video, and this is actually good practice. Before you record the video, and I'm gonna go right now. I kind of wanna go into details of how I record my videos and stuff like that. What settings do I use? What programs do I use? What gear do I use? And what you need to start doing the same. But basically, before recording a video, it's very good practice to imagine the thumbnail and the
Mm.
title. The title,
Mm.
it's good if you can, but try to picture the thumbnail. Try to picture, oh man, I want to do this. Oh, that's gonna look awesome on thumbnail. For example, one of the best ideas that I've ever got from a viewer, Ahmed was actually the one. He's in chat right now that got me this idea. Was doing Albion manhunts, and I just imagine, man, how will we do this? Like the video, when I was recording it and when I was doing it, it was incredible fun. Basically, running around the black zone while all my viewers were basically told where I was. So it's not
Mm.
considered stream sniping, but I was telling them I'm
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this map, going towards that map, so nobody gets in trouble and stuff like that. And it was just insane how fun it was to just have a lot of people hunt me down and track me while I try to survive. The idea was that I had to pass through all the black zone city portals so I can actually
Okay.
keep what I farmed. It was really fun. But now that I think about the thumbnail, I'm like, I don't know how to put that in a thumbnail. Like,
I
it's a
do.
great video to record. It's a great video to put in the stream. It's fun. We're gonna keep doing that. But I don't know what kind of thumbnail I would
I
make for
do.
that.
You make the thumbnail of people getting chased by a mob full of pitchforks, and go very cartoony with the thumbnail.
That is
And
great.
will they get me? And it's like a bunch of angry people with pitchforks, knives, torches.
Yo,
Or you could even do Shrek scene for that. Like there's a lot of options for that one right
that's
there.
really
I
good.
just
I
have a
didn't think
yeah.
of that. That's a real. I'll take note of that. That's actually great. Thank you for that. Yeah, you got me out of my mental blockage. Thank you so much for that. That's actually a good thumbnail.
Anytime. Message me anytime if you need help.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, oh, Tom and Jerry, it's a good option as well. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. But yeah, basically, you gotta try to think of the thumbnail before you do the video. Because look, right now, the fact that Shozen gave me this idea, I feel like it would be really funny for me to be like in tier 3 gear, let's say, and for you guys to be in much higher tier, so I actually need to run from you and stuff like that. Or maybe the other way around. Maybe you guys are in low tier gear. Like we can play on this based on the thumbnail, and that's great. Now, I kind of want to go into some more specific things because right now I feel like the tips were good and all, but I want to do also practical advice. Like, what do you need to start streaming for, or to start making content, creating content in general? Why do I? And before I get into that, I want to say this. Why do I associate streaming with content creation? Because as a content creator, you're gonna be recording. There's no reason not to press go live. There's no reason not to press go live because it's just something extra that you do and it actually helps your content. Why does it help your content? Let's say I do open world and I'm all by myself, nobody sees me, all right? I'm not streaming, I'm just doing open world content. If I die, my reaction will be this. Nothing interesting to watch. But if I'm on the stream, I'm somewhat forced by the audience to have a better reaction. Not forced
Okay.
in a traditional sense. Nobody's hunting me down with pitchforks. Not always, at least.
Mogdone,
But
I just looked at the time. We only have 15 minutes left. I think it's
15 minutes.
very
Perfect. Perfect.
important
I'll
that we
go.
actually get into the hardware kind of stuff and what you need
Perfect.
to set
Let's
up.
get into the hardware. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right. All right. Getting into the hardware, what you need. First of all, you don't need a great PC. You just need a PC with a good processor. Streaming is most intensive on the processor. I'm not a very tech savvy guy, but I can show you exactly what you need to be able to test the stream yourself. First of all, you need a streaming software. And for this, I feel like it would be a good idea to, first of all, yeah, let me, I feel like it's a good idea to share the whole screen But let me start with yeah. Don't worry. I'll be very careful. All right. I'll share the
Yeah, we're
screen.
going to talk about OBS here. Probably the most simple software
Yes.
solution that you can have. It's freeware. You can just get it. It doesn't have a lot of extras. I prefer OBS to OBS Streamlabs. There's
Absolutely. Me too.
a lot less to worry about, and then you can get other additional add-ons for it as you find you need specific things. But OBS
Absolutely.
here,
Yeah.
this is the basic tool you need to stream. This is what everybody uses. Not
Yeah.
everybody, but
No.
you know, like I would say at least 70 to 80%, 75, 80% of streamers.
Oh yes, oh yes. And setting up OBS can make or break the stream. And as somebody who crashed the stream more than any other streamer probably, I know everything that like everything there is to avoiding crashes right now. Because everything happened to me. Like I crashed the stream because I opened Discord. I crashed the stream because I did a speed test. I crashed the stream.
Do the
in
speed test
stupidest
on
way.
stream.
Yeah,
Guys, let's see what I'm
worst
gonna
mistake.
get.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever the upload speed came up, like the download speed did nothing, but man, the upload speed, wow, that was horrifying. That was the one of the oldest mistakes that I made, and I actually ended up showing my IP on stream in a video, but I managed to fix it. So
Yeah,
that
you
was
can,
scary. Don't
reset
do that.
I can show you that. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. You know, I did. It was a long time ago, like 2 years ago. All right. The most important thing for Streamlabs, it's going to be very scary at first, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be scary. You want to go into the file settings and this window opens up. First of all, connecting the stream, this is the easy part, but I want to show you something here. This thing can save your life. This thing literally can save your life. You enable this and you can go live without going live. If I press right now, go live, you're going to see that I'm not live, even though my computer behaves as if I'm live. Whenever you're testing this, you want to test it with everything you have on screen.
Yeah, so it gives you the option to test everything without having to be live in front of an audience and show them your mistakes.
Exactly. And it's really good because this will make your stream much more professional because you're going to be preparing beforehand. All right. Now, the scariest tab. You know what? Let me skip the scariest tab and show you the less scary tabs. This is the audio tab. Nothing you want to change.
Don't need to do anything there.
Yes, there you don't have to do anything. Here's basically
this gets a little
important.
Yeah. Well, this gets tricky depending on what you do. Like if you stream multiple like windows and stuff and you use higher resolutions, you're going to have to change your scaled output. But generally what you really want to do is send out 1080p. You want to send out 1080p, but your base canvas will sometimes be very different.
Oh yes. Like maybe the base canvas is this window right here. This window right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you see your gameplay. And you can pop up with different things and stuff like that. And that's the next thing that I want to show you.
Bogul, what do you use, for example, on the base? I'm pretty sure you're a 2K base guy. 1440.
I'd have to go look into the settings right now on my end, but I'm also using the old OBS as well.
Yeah, no, what I usually do, I just close this. This is the easiest way. It alleviates so much stress from the CPU and from the computer. It's just so much better. And also one tip that I have, open OBS as administrator. That's going to make it so much more stable. Make that a default, like always open OBS as administrator. All right, so going back to the settings. The hotkeys, this is just quality of life. Because if you don't have hotkeys, let's say I want to switch to a scene. Let's say this is my starting soon stream, which I don't have a hotkey for because this is what we start on. And then I want to go into the introduction. Instead of me alt tabbing and going back to OBS and then changing to just chatting, I can just press a hotkey and change my scenes. You know, make sure you don't.
You hear that? Hotkeys.
I use studio mode.
Oh, I see. Oh, I should start using studio mode as well.
Studio mode it has a lot of advantages. You're talking about like, you know, the advantages of not, you know, using the testing situation that you had before. It's like being able to test it while live because you can put it up and then you set it to switch over to the scene after you've basically set up your whole scene. Right, Bogul? Isn't that how you use it?
I mean, yeah, you can, if you want, you can click on it. It's on the bottom right there. But yeah, I do that because we do a lot of switching on the world right, between various things, and that looks nicer. And I don't accidentally show Discord because I know what's coming up next.
That's very important. That's very important. All right, the other thing, this is the scariest part, and I wanted to leave this for last because it's honestly the reason people are scared of this tab. Usually, this tab looks like I don't think I'll be able to switch it without changing my
Yeah, you
settings.
have to
But
stay advanced.
yeah, I'll stay here. Usually, it's in simple mode. You want to swap to advanced, and the confusing part begins. Let me explain. This will save you a lot of time when recording videos while you also stream. What this does, let's say you are on the stream and you're streaming on audio track number 1. What does that mean? Well, as you can see, there's multiple audio tracks. On audio track number 1, it's the music and the voice and the gameplay and everything that you want the stream to hear. But maybe in the video recording, you want to put a different type of music. That's why you want to activate this option right here, Twitch VOD track. This makes it so your Twitch VOD, like your clips, your VODs, everything, will be on audio track number 2. And on audio track number 2, I just have the microphone. That's it. Because I want to make sure that I can add music afterwards. That makes the editing process much, much easier. Now, then you want to select your encoder. If you have a good graphics card, this one right here. If you don't, stay with this one. And this, I want to bring attention to this. As you can see, I do not have a good graphics card. So everything that I do is being done with not the best graphics card. It's more intensive on the system, but it still works. I want to bring this up because there's probably a lot of people that don't have the best setups. You can still stream. You just have to test it. Now, here's the scary and confusing part. How do you set up the bitrate? How do you set all of this up? It doesn't need to be scary. Let me show you what I mean by this. Here. All right. Here you have, and I'm going to link this in chat if you guys are okay after I finish talking about this. You have the specs that you need to put over there, basically, like the data that you need to put over there.
This is the standard specs for different styles of output that you want. So if you want to do 1080p, this is what you need for specs. If you want to do 1080p 30, you don't need quite as high. This is what you need. And they go pretty low on these. They give you some pretty good options here on the standard broadcasting page.
For sure. And you can go low. Just try them out. See what works for you with the testing mode. And one thing that I strongly suggest, test for as long as you plan to stream. If you plan to stream for 8 hours, test for 8 hours beforehand. Because you never know. Maybe an issue comes up after, I don't know, the first few hours of streaming, and you never know. Maybe an issue comes at the end of the stream.
Hot.
Exactly. Just make sure
we've had some very interesting issues in the time, because we've tested a lot of different setups, and we've had a lot of different people try to stream with us, and we've seen the weirdest things take people down. But I don't want to say it's daunting, because it's a lot easier than it sounds. You get these set up once for the hardware, and while I think that the PC really doesn't need to be really good, the thing you need, and it's most important for streaming, it probably isn't what you think it is. It's actually your microphone. Your microphone is 100% your most important tool. Your ability to talk to your audience and be clear, and for them to be able to hear you in a way that doesn't make them go, this sucks. Because if it's high-pitched, or it comes through like you're in a can, or if it sounds like you're using a laptop microphone or one of those little clip-on microphones, people don't like that. That's the first thing that they're going to clip off for. They're going to say, this isn't a pro. This isn't somebody who's trying to do it.
Absolutely. Like the order is the microphone, the most important thing, then the camera, in my opinion, and then the quality of the stream itself. And to set up a good microphone, like a proper microphone settings, you can try this. Check this out. So, going to let me set it up from the beginning.
Well, the microphone's actually going to be different depending on what everybody uses for a microphone.
Oh yes,
absolutely. Every microphone's going to be different. Like I don't think Bogul and I touch this at all, our filters in OBS, because we filter through Go XLRs.
I see.
So, yeah. So like the thing I would suggest here is that you're gonna want to watch a YouTube on audio. It is the most complicated part of streaming, is getting your audio correct. It is number one, the most important, because this is what you're really bringing out is your personality. And for most of us, our personality is what we're saying, not what we're looking like.
Yeah, no, that's true. And for this reason, I suggest you check out The Video Nerd. The Video Nerd has some great tutorials on the topic that he goes much into much bigger, much more details. All right, then I want to touch about.
Do you have any picks for like cheap mics that people should use?
Oh yes.
Because I always, my first thought is always go with the Blue Yeti. but there have been some new mics that have come out, like the what
Mhm.
is it? Like I think I want to see Elgato made a very cheap mic that
Oh, I forgot
is
they
like
were
a
making
hundred
it.
dollars, and it's pretty good.
That's really
There, are
good. That's
yeah,
nice.
there's a few of them that you can get out there, but definitely read reviews on mics. You wanted to go
Yes.
to the green screen, I think.
Yes, I want to touch the green screen a little bit. And about microphones, I strongly suggest you start with the Behringer Ultra Voice. You do need
Okay.
an audio interface, but that's the microphone I started with. And let me just say this. Right now, I'm running a Shure SM7B. This is like the
Yeah, that's
industry
yep.
standard. Everybody uses it,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah,
It's kind
it's
of
a
the,
good mic, but it does
yeah,
take like you have to have an interface for it.
yes,
That's the
that's
thing.
the,
And if you're gonna do it long term, I think you're making a good point here.
yeah,
Get one that's gonna use an interface because that's where you're gonna want to be in a year if you have any
absolutely,
type of
absolutely.
success. And
And
it'll cost as much as a good microphone to have a decent microphone and an interface,
oh,
but
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
it's where you're making that first investment,
Yeah.
and it's hugely important. Yeah, I had a Scarlett. Yep, I used the Scarlett too for a long time
Mhm.
because during the pandemic I could not get a standard Scarlett. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
get the standard one.
Oh, I see, I see, I see. No, but what I wanted to say, because it's absolutely right. Like investing into an interface early on is just going to save you a lot of resources and time and energy and stress in the long term. But what I wanted to say is something actually different. This microphone that costs like 10 times the amount of the Behringer is just as good as the Behringer. Like
Okay.
properly. I'm a musician in real life. My brother tested it. He's really into microphones and stuff like that. Like he knows his stuff much better. With some good filters, it can sound just as well. The only reason I got this microphone is because it looks nice. And that microphone, I had to stay with it like this, literally. And with this microphone, I can kind of lay it back a little bit so it doesn't cover my face. And it was like one of those ugly, big head microphones that you usually keep like this. That's the only
Yeah,
reason I got this.
you kind of like look like this when you have to
Yeah,
use certain microphones. And
exactly.
for a long time, I had to use this microphone like this until I got it properly set up that I can actually use it like this, and it still has pretty
Yeah.
much the same audio quality.
Yes, exactly, exactly, exactly. And what I wanted to say is that you don't need an expensive mic. Microphones for what we do. If you are a singer, yes, you need an expensive microphone. But if you're a streamer, you're gonna have music in the background. You're gonna have a lot of things. Yes, your voice needs to be crystal clear, but it's easier than ever to get it crystal clear. Now, touching on the green screen part. This is the big reveal that I've laughed about with my viewers on the stream. Do you guys know what's the cheapest green screen that you can get? And that's what I used for the longest time. The cheapest green screen that you can ever get, it's green paper taped
I used
together to a broom. Literally, that's what I use. I just use a broom. I didn't even want to ruin the broom. Like I
I
just took
used
the straight up broom.
a yardstick was my first one. It was a
Exactly, and
yardstick,
it
and
works.
I had four nails, I think, like set into the wall,
That's so good.
and like
Yeah,
paper with a yardstick, and it would click in like
yeah,
French cleating, and that was my first green screen. Now
absolutely.
I have a giant green piece of cloth, like mounted on a wood
Yeah.
frame, but it still costs less than $10.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you can absolutely go crazy with the green screen. For example, this green screen that I use is the Elgato green screen, and it saved me so much life. But I didn't buy it because it's better than the green screen that I had before, even though it's a little bit easier to light. Do you want to know why Mog has made this investment? This is why. Look at this, and it stays. Literally the only reason I got this green screen, because it's very easy to set up, it's very easy to just prompt up, and that's it. It's a great quality of life upgrade. But when you're starting off, you do not need quality of
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah,
When
that's
you're
true.
starting off, you do not need quality of life.
Tazik,
Uh,
my man, just popped into the chat on the new player stream on Discord, and he says, with the new NVIDIA broadcasting tools, you don't even need a green screen. So if you have one of the better video
mm,
cards, you don't need a green screen anymore. But again, I think
that's
we're talking
true.
about streaming on the cheap here, and
Yeah,
just being able to get in and not necessarily having an NVIDIA 3800 or
absolutely,
3080.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, 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 exactly. And something else that you might wanna know, in case you cannot run Albion while you're streaming, use cloud gaming. There's Boosteroid, there's Nvidia GeForce Now. That's actually what I use. Like if you watch this is Nvidia GeForce Now. This is what I use for my game. I always play the game through this. because it's honestly just it makes such a big difference in terms of the quality of the game that I play, because I can play in ultra quality. The FPS is always stable, nothing messes up. I can just always pop this up, and that's it, so you don't need a great PC for this. You just need a decent PC for this, because yeah, you're gonna need a decent PC. Now,
Mm.
in terms of the camera, you already have everything that you need to set up probably a camera that looks a little bit better than mine, for real. If you have your phone, if you have a recent phone, like a good phone, by using iVcam, that's the app I used at the beginning, or a lot of other different apps, you can literally import your camera into OBS, just plug your phone in, tape it if you don't have a stand, or get a stand for the phone, and that's it right there. That's everything that you need. So you
Yeah,
don't need to. What? Sorry.
I was gonna say we're at the end here. We need to figure out any last statements that we have. We can probably go about 5 minutes, but my man
All right.
Tazik is waiting for his show.
Perfect. Yes. I kind of hurried right now through the specifics because it kind of took me by surprise. But yeah, what I wanted to say is that content creation might seem daunting. Content creation might seem scary, and sometimes it is. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna feel like you don't want to upload. You're gonna feel like it's the worst thing ever. You're gonna feel like you want to do anything else. There's gonna be periods like this, but there's also gonna be periods in which you feel insanely rewarded by the amazing community that has started to get around you. Like I've always said this to my chat, but I truly feel blessed by the amazing community that we have. And it's very important to invest into this community. Now, I know it's very scary to think about how you could grow about this. Maybe you don't have a lot of time. Maybe you're a college student. Maybe you have a job. Maybe you just don't have a lot of time to spend into this. But trust me, spending 1 hour is better than spending no hour. And starting on YouTube is actually probably the most time-friendly option. If you want to start out, and if you still want to start out, drop me a message on Discord. I'll leave my Discord link. Let me see. I won't connect right now on Discord, but I will leave the Discord link in the chat after we end this, just so everybody can find it over there. Or you can join our Discord from literally any of my videos. There's a Discord link in the description, and just drop me a message. I'll be more than happy to help you guys start out with collabs, with whatever you guys need, because I genuinely feel like Albion could use much more new content creators and
We
that are
do, yeah.
passionate and happy about the game.
We need more fresh blood in here in the directory,
Exactly.
and there's enough people here so that we could probably support a few more streamers, and it'd be great to get some of you guys in.
Absolutely.
And the more people who stream, the more people who end up watching the stream. So it's always like
Yes.
everybody who's in the directory is trying to encourage more people to make content. They're not trying to push other people out. It's not
Oh
that kind
yes.
of environment.
Oh
By
yes.
more people who have their own types of content that bring new people into the directory, the better the whole directory does. So it's actually a
Absolutely.
very like welcoming and enjoyable community to be part of. And most people are very supportive of each other.
Yes. Like so far, I've only had great experiences with all the content creators of Albion Online that I ever run into. They're all great people. They're all gonna be willing to help out somebody new, because we want to see this game grow. Like, of course, we want to grow ourselves, but if the game doesn't grow, we're not growing. And yeah, right now it's probably the best time to start streaming Albion Online. And at least if you want to get into content creation, brother, don't fool yourself. You can probably do it in this week. Like, you can probably get everything you need in this week, because even your phone can record audio very well. And yeah, it's just you probably have all that you need right now. You probably have all that you need right now. It's just you stopping yourself. It doesn't apply to everybody. Maybe some people don't have everything
I
they
see
need.
that guy. He
But yeah,
he he has everything he needs, and he's not doing it. I'm looking at him
yes,
right now. You can
exactly.
do
We're
this.
looking
You
at you,
have a
bud.
microphone. You have a PC. You have skills.
Exactly, exactly.
Now you just have
And
to develop that personality, and we'll be fine.
Shows the
and
only
to
thing
be
what
honest,
was missing from that plug was you spitting out water or something. It's like, you can do it.
I do have
nice,
coffee, but I don't want to clean that up.
Oh.
understandable. I can spit out water. No, I don't mind.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. You got a
No,
PC in
I'm
front of you.
joking.
Yeah, okay.
I'm joking. I'm
I do
joking.
want to plug some of your content here. We have your Twitch
Oh man,
link
thank
here
you so
in
much. You don't
chat.
have to do
Do you
that. I
want
really
to? Where's
appreciate
your
that.
YouTube link? Can you throw that into chat for me? Is it
Uh,
just YouTube at Mogdone?
sure thing. Let me stop drawing this. I don't think we have a custom link though, because I always forget to. Oh no, we do actually. Oh wow, I had no idea that we have a custom link. Yeah, I'll drop it to you on Discord. This one right here. This is my YouTube channel, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, man.
You
I
got
was
it, man. Thank
scared.
you for doing an episode with us. I wish
It
we
was
had
really
more
fun.
time so that we could have talked more about like hardware and like
Yes,
different things you can do to set up because I do think for new streamers specifically, and this is for streamers more than YouTube content creators. Too many YouTube streamers come on and not YouTube, just Twitch streamers come on and they stream the game. They stream themselves playing the game. They don't have a plan about what they want to stream.
yes,
They don't have a
exactly.
plan
That's a
about what
good point.
their character is going to be while they stream. They don't have a plan for how they're going to interact with their audience when they are there. You have to spend time early on, more time setting up your stream and figuring out what you want to do for content
Exactly.
than streaming. As you get to a more mature level of streaming and you really know what you're going to do, then you can pull that off. But that should be once you're like successful. While you're trying to become successful, if you're not successful yet, the best way to become successful is to spend more time off stream preparing to stream better than streaming for
Yes,
longer hours. Streaming for 16 hours a day is not going to get you
absolutely,
800 viewers. But if
absolutely.
you spend 8 hours a day preparing to stream, you will get there.
Yes, absolutely. And this is something, the last thing that I want to touch on is the importance of actually doing, like, whenever you're streaming, you don't just want to hop in and play a game. Absolutely. Just like Shozen said, if you're streaming with the intention of making YouTube videos, your streams are going to look different because you're not going to do, let's say, mists for 23 hours per day. You're not gonna do corrupted dungeons for 24 hours per day. You're just gonna diversify because you only need so much content for a corrupted dungeon video or for a mist video. And by doing that, by diversifying and by having in mind the fact that, oh, this is not just a stream, this is also a recording session, your streams are gonna be much better. I try to practice that myself. Like I try to just diversify the content as much as I can, and that's what we do on the channel. We almost never do the same thing for more than 2 or 3 hours,
Hmm.
and that keeps it fun. That keeps it fun. And as a new streamer, you don't want to stream for more than 4 hours, in my opinion.
Right.
Four
Yeah. You
hours is
got to
the
keep
top.
it
Yeah,
like condensed. Make the
yeah,
content quality, not like quantity.
exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Mogdone. It was
Thank you
an
so much for
absolute
inviting me.
pleasure. It was a fun stream. I really do enjoy this, and I think it was helpful for a lot of people. And I really
Thank you for
hope,
inviting me.
yeah, oh,
It was
absolutely.
really
We're gonna
fun.
have you on
It
again.
was my pleasure.
I'm booked out for another 2 months, but we'll have you in again on rotation and try to get you back in on another topic. We
I
could
would love
even
to. I
maybe
would love to.
do like part 2 of this or something.
I would love that. I would love that because there's a lot more that can be said about hardware. Like right now, the time kind of restricted us,
Mhm.
but there's a lot more that we can touch about hardware, like how to set up the microphone. There's some general settings that everybody can use, how to actually get everything to work and stuff like that. But yeah, it was my pleasure to come here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, chat, for being awesome. You guys were awesome. I saw that you're having a lot of fun in the chat. That was great. That was great.
They're really enjoying it. They're having a
Yeah,
good
I'm
time. They're
happy.
definitely enjoying it. All right. Thank you guys so much. We will be back in just a few minutes. Please refresh the stream. We're going to have to take down the stream for about 30 seconds to a minute as Tazik gets us back up. And we will be back again with the Albion TV Crystal Arena class in just a few moments.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Nice to see you.